guys, welcome to Social Studies. Today for Social Studies you just need your spider map packet that has the Rocky Mountains passage attached. And you are going to want to watch the video that I have linked below this video about the Rocky Mountains to get yourself a little bit of background. So a spider map is all about main ideas and details, and by the end of today we are going to be able to write a quick paragraph, not very hard, about the Rocky Mountains. So our topic today is Rocky Mountains. And you can see that our spider has 8 legs, but it has 4 main shoots. So we're going to write ideas on the slanted lines that connect to the circle, and then details on these branching lines. So when I think about the Rocky Mountains, we want to talk about the terrain, or what is it like. We want to talk about the wildlife if we can, if we have any information about the wildlife. We want to talk about the location, right? Where are they located? How big are they? Things like that. And then maybe some interesting facts. So first, we can get some information from our textbook. We've read about the Rocky Mountains briefly on page 74. So I'm just going to pull that over here, page 74. Sorry, I'm going to knock into my little slide thing. It says, the plains seem endless, but then you see the Rocky Mountains. The Rockies stretch from Alaska to New Mexico. They are higher, sharper, and formed thousands of years after their Appalachians. From their topmost ridge, rivers and streams flow either east to the Atlantic Ocean or west to the Pacific Ocean. This dividing ridge is called the Continental Divide. Okay, so location is Alaska to New Mexico. And we know that it is in the western region. And don't forget to put up the United States. Excuse my dog, she's crying. Okay, we know that the terrain, or what it seems like, is higher and sharper than the Appalachians. And an interesting fact I thought was the Continental Divide. Right? Because it helps choose which direction rivers flow, whether they flow east to the Atlantic or west to the Pacific. So that's a good start based on simply stuff that we have read already. So now we're going to take a look in the next page where you're going to see a short 2-paragraph. Oh, wow. There we go. You can see a picture, which is nice. It's much prettier in color, but that's okay. And we're going to take a look at mountains and oceans, the Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains are the largest mountain range in North America. That's interesting. They span over 3,000 miles. The range stretches through Canada and the western United States. Its snow-peaked summits and deep cavernous gorges attract thousands of visitors a year. I'm going to put a little star next to that. That's interesting. Geologists are scientists who study the Earth. They have been interested in the Rockies for years. They study the ways it changes from year to year. The mountains were formed thousands of years ago. The Earth's crust was moving and changing shapes. Liquid earth came up through the crust and formed the Rockies. The mountains are still changing today. What? Weather and water have played a huge role in shaping the mountains. They are smooth in some places and rough in others. The most impressive thing about the Rockies, though, is their size. Okay. So we know that there's an interesting fact here, right? And that is they are the largest mountain range in the U.S. We still don't know anything about wildlife. Oh, so this is smooth in some places, rough in others. Okay. So we still don't know anything about wildlife. But I can look at this picture, right, in my textbook, and I can see that it's got, you know, snow-capped mountains we read about. It's got some beautiful clear streams. Looks like pine trees and wildflowers. Looks like a little bit of grassland too. So based on, you know, what I've seen, I can say that the wildlife, there's probably like lots, you know, lots of plants and animals. But I'm not sure about that second one. So if you have any idea about what kind of wildlife it lives in the Rocky Mountains, you'll have to let me know. So before we write our paragraph, we want to take a look at these questions that come with a passage, because if you read your passage but you can't answer questions, you should go back and reread, because we want to make sure that this kind of information sticks in your brain and that you can recall it from year to year. So next year when you're talking about the Rocky Mountains, or if you're in science talking about mountains, you have something to say. So go ahead and take, 5 minutes and answer these questions, and then I will see you back here. This is what you need right now, page 4 in your other packet. You are going to create a paragraph with the main idea that the Rocky Mountains are located in the western United States. So we have that, western region of the United States. So first, excuse my typo here, that should say the Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains blank. So using your details that we have come up with on our spider map, you are going to, give us a sentence about the Rocky Mountains. Then they are blank and younger than. Ooh, we have that detail about the terrain. We've got this one, the topmost ridge of the Rockies. And then you've got some space for your own detail. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 details about the Rocky Mountains that make them sound interesting, like somebody would want to visit. Okay? This is your independent practice. It must be done by tomorrow. Make sure you get it done beautifully. I can't wait to read about your Rocky Mountain opinion.